Everyone thinks they know what life in San Diego is like until they actually move here. My name is Melina Rizon. I've helped people relocate here from across the country, and I can tell you that San Diego is both exactly what you expect and nothing like it at all. People arrive for the sunshine and beaches, but what keeps them here is something deeper. It's the unique vibe of the neighborhoods, the feeling of community, and the everyday lifestyle that doesn't show up on postcards. So let's clear up a few things people always get wrong about moving here. The biggest misconception is the beach fantasy. Everyone dreams of waking up to ocean views, taking morning walks along the sand, and ending each night with a Pacific sunset. While that's certainly a dream, the reality is that most locals live a few miles inland and they wouldn't have it any other way. Homes along the coast are beautiful, but they come with the premium pricing. The inventory is extremely limited, and in some cases, they're surrounded by heavily trafficked tourist areas. The heart of San Diego living happens in neighborhoods like North Park, Claremont, and University City, places where you can still get to the beach in 15 minutes, but enjoy a more grounded lifestyle. North Park is full of local cafes, vintage homes, and a creative pulse that feels authentic. Claremont sits on a series of hills with scenic canyon views, easy freeway access, and quiet streets. University City sits in the midst of UCSD, top-notch shopping centers, and a variety of major employers. Each neighborhood is distinct, and that's what makes San Diego so special. You can find the right fit for your version of California living. That brings us to the second big surprise. San Diego isn't just one lifestyle, it's dozens. It's true that people move here for the surf and sand, but others for the schools or the tech jobs, or it has a place for retirement. What makes it unique is the lifestyle. From walkable urban spots like Hillcrest and Mission Hills to peaceful residential areas in Terrasana and Scripps Ranch, San Diego is designed for variety. But variety also means choices, and that can feel overwhelming if you don't know where to start. That's why when I work with clients, I always start with how they want to live. Do you crave energy or quiet? Do you value space or walkability? Do you need to be near a certain school or workplace? When we answer those questions first, the right neighborhood usually reveals itself naturally. Now let's talk about what shocks most people next, the cost of living. San Diego's beauty comes with the price tag, and while most buyers expect higher home costs, they don't always expect how much prices can change from one neighborhood to the next. Coastal properties in Del Mar, La Jolla, and Coronado are among the most expensive in the entire state. But 10 miles inland, the story shifts. Serra Mesa, Rancho Penasquitas, Scripps Ranch, they offer larger homes, calmer communities, while staying within an easy drive to the coast. Poway, La Mesa, and Santee are even further east and offer more space at a more reasonable price tag. The secret to thriving here is choosing a home that fits both your budget and your day-to-day needs. When I meet with clients, we review the full financial picture: property tax, insurance, HOA fees, utilities, and long-term maintenance. That's what separates the moves and the neighborhoods. For families, another learning curve comes quickly: San Diego's schools. The city's districts operate almost like small towns. Each has its own strength, focus, and level of community involvement. Poway Unified, San Dieguito, Coronado are well known for academics, but excellent schools can also be found in University City, Eastlake, and Mission Hills. Touring campuses, meeting teachers, can give a better idea. A school that aligns with your child's needs can influence where you'll feel most home in the long run. Then there's the part no one really talks about: making friends. San Diego is famously friendly, but for many, it's a transitional space. It's a military town, which means that many people come knowing that they'll be moving again. Similarly, when people arrive for our thriving biotech industry or one of our major universities, it's with the understanding that their life journey may take them elsewhere in a few years' time. That can make forming long-term friendships take a bit longer than you would expect. The trick is community involvement. Attend food events in Little Italy, catch a pickup volleyball game at Mission Beach, or get to know the vendors at one of the many weekly farmers markets. Once you start showing up, San Diego starts to feel smaller and homes start to feel bigger. Another surprise to many is the space and the pace of life. Everyone assumes that living here means slowing down, The weather is perfect, the beaches are closed, and time seems to move differently, but daily life in San Diego still requires coordination. Traffic, school, schedules, and work hours can make things move quickly. The key is finding the right balance here. Hillcrest, North Park, and Kensington offer lively energy and walkable streets, restaurants, and lifestyle. Every pocket of the city has its own sense of rhythm, and choosing the one that matches your lifestyle will determine how happy you feel in the long run. Now, a big factor in all of this is traffic. When people think of gridlock traffic, they think LA, so they don't even realize we might have a lot of traffic here. Without traffic, you can get most places in San Diego in about 20 minutes, but that's far from the whole story. A 10-mile drive can easily take 40 minutes at rush hour. That's why choosing your neighborhood based on commute time can be just as important as choosing for amenities and community vibes. When I help clients, I always encourage them to test their actual commute and also test out what their drives are to grocery stores, schools, and so forth. Then there's also the reality of owning the home itself. Older homes, especially in central or coastal areas, have undeniable charm, but that old-style appeal often comes with significant upkeep. Upkeep of roofs, upkeep of electric panels, HVAC. Salty coastal air can speed up wear and tear. That's why I walk my buyers through inspection reports carefully, explaining what's normal for the area and what could become a major expense down the line. Planning for those details now prevents stress later. New homes, by contrast, may seem perfect at first glance. They're sleek, efficient, and have low maintenance, but most are built further east and north in neighborhoods like Otay Ranch, Eastlake, and Forest Ranch. They come with smaller lots, HOA rules, and longer commutes. Meanwhile, established areas closer to downtown offer mature trees, walkability, and long-term stability. Choosing between these neighborhoods, established or brand new, is important, and we can discuss your neighborhood feel that you're looking for. Luxury buyers face different decisions. You may think your options are all along the coast, but that's only one of your options. The San Diego luxury market is world-renowned, but the reality is it's multiple markets in one. La Jolla and Coronado deliver iconic oceanfront views. They're also tourist-heavy, especially in the summer. For those seeking peace and privacy, areas like Olivenhain and Rancho Santa Fe offer larger lots, open land, and gated communities. So despite what you might assume, luxury in San Diego doesn't always mean oceanfront. It means finding the environment that aligns with your vision of comfort and calm. On a related note, couples relocating together often encounter another roadblock: a difference in priorities. One person wants proximity to the water, while the other values a newer home or shorter commute. My role is to guide them to something that suits them both. I help clients compare data, appreciation trends, neighborhood amenities, and resale history to find where both visions overlap. When decisions are based on shared goals instead of conflicting ones, the process feels more cooperative. Even after the move, there's one more truth about San Diego that no one tells you about. Not everyone falls in love immediately. It's true. Some people adapt overnight, but for others, it might take a year before it clicks. Missing friends, missing seasons, or old routines is part of the transition. The best advice I give my clients: explore. Find the community events, the hidden corners of the city. Hike Torrey Pines, kayak Mission Bay, stroll through Balboa Park. Every time you'll explore, you'll find another piece of the city that feels like yours. A gourmet restaurant, or overlooked stretch of the beach that you'll be excited to show off to your friends and family when they visit next time. Now let's touch on the practical realities of living in a coastal climate, because despite what everyone thinks of San Diego, it's not always carefree sunshine. While it's true that we're one of the sunniest cities in the country, that comes with nuances. You'll hear locals toss around the term May gray, June gloom. They will toss that around quite a bit, and for good reason. In the spring, that marine layer tends to linger along the coast well into the late morning and early afternoon. Then, when the hotter days hit, you'll remember that we technically do live in a desert. Water conservation is part of life here. Landscaping trends toward drought-tolerant designs, air conditioning bills, rise in late summer, and coastal moisture can affect everything from paint to window seals. And speaking of AC, it's worth noting that many older homes don't have it all, so it's important to look for that if that's important to you. So our climate does have some small downsides, but just think of them as adjustments that come with life by the desert and the coast. When you understand them, they become second nature. If this insight is helping you think about your move, take a second to subscribe and like this video. It really helps others discover it as well. And if you're planning a move to San Diego, I'd love to offer you a free personalized home consultation. Together, we'll find the right neighborhood for your budget, lifestyle, and for your goals. Now, let's talk about what truly sets San Diego apart. This is a city built on diversity, not just of people, but of possibilities. You can live downtown among high-rises and harbor views, in suburban pockets with parks and schools, or in quiet canyons surrounded by trails. Tech professionals thrive near Sorrento Valley and University City. Value-focused buyers find comfort in La Mesa, Poway, or Santee. Retirees enjoy the calm of Point Loma or Del Cerro. Artists and entrepreneurs love the creative pulse of South Park and North Park. Few cities offer this kind of flexibility. You can completely change your lifestyle here without ever even leaving the county. Even within neighborhoods, small differences matter. One side of the street might back up to canyons, the other might have city views. One area might be in a top-rated school district while the next street over is not. That's why local knowledge is key. I've spent decades learning these nuances, knowing which neighborhoods catch the sea breeze and which areas are likely to appreciate faster over time. Those are the insights that make real estate in San Diego an art as much as a science. If you already own a home here and you're thinking about your next move, whether it's upgrading, downsizing, or moving closer to the coast, this is one of the most balanced markets we've seen in years. Conditions have stabilized. Buyers now have breathing room again, and sellers are seeing steady, realistic returns. The listings that sell fastest today are the ones that showcase what makes our city shine. Outdoor living, walkability, natural light, and proximity to parks all matter more than ever. In San Diego, buyers aren't just purchasing a home, they're buying into a way of life. Investors are also finding steady opportunities. Multi-generational homes, long-term rentals, and accessory dwelling units are in high demand. With limited land, a strong job market, and enduring appeal, San Diego's fundamentals remain among the strongest in the country. But beyond numbers and trends, what keeps people here is simple. San Diego feels good. It's the warmth of the sun at 4 p.m. in January, the smell of the ocean air when you drive home after work, the sound of people laughing at December nights in Balboa Park, wearing a light jacket while the rest of the country is frozen over. That feeling of lightness, that's what makes San Diego really, really special. The happiest residents aren't necessarily the wealthiest. They're the ones who took time to learn what they wanted, who made thoughtful decisions, and who chose a neighborhood that fits their life instead of forcing their life to fit the neighborhood. They're the ones who built routines that connect them to this beautiful city. And that's when San Diego stops being one more place you've moved to and starts being a home. So if you're ready to explore what life here could look like, let's make sure you do it right. I'll help you to find your priorities, navigate the market, and find the perfect community for your goals. Whether you're buying your first home, relocating for work, or starting a new chapter after retirement, you deserve a plan that makes the process easy and enjoyable. Because San Diego isn't just another move, it's a chance to create the life you've been dreaming about and to live in it in one of the most beautiful cities in the world. My name is Melina Rizon, Coldwell Banker West, San Diego, and I look forward to see you next time.